What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about the YouTube Partner Program and eligibility. Since the beginning of the year, we've had multiple changes to the YouTube Partner Program. The first was in regards to monetization that we see here at the bottom. Starting November 21st, there would be a two-step authentication process. So some people may have lost their partnership or monetization simply because they didn't do the two-step part. So maybe you just need to go in, re-authenticate that information in the two-step process. Maybe you came monetized in and around that time, but just didn't complete the two-step process. So in that particular process, password and phone number, you can your Google account and security, and follow the steps on the screen. If you use an account through work or school and you can't set up two-factor authentication, you can actually contact someone there that will actually help you. So there are some prompts here, and they actually explain the difference between computer, Android, and iPad. So be forewarned, maybe you didn't see the verification tab if you're using your phone or if you're using a computer. So make sure that you are doing that two-step verification because that could be the only reason why they have demonetized. It could be something this simple. So make sure you go in and look at that two-step verification to make sure it is set up properly and you've verified everything through the YouTube Partner Program. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. The next thing we want to talk about is what are some of these changes in the new program? So we know that recent suspension of advertising systems in certain countries. We have AdSense, AdMob, Google Ad Manager. So anybody who has been in another country who maybe have been monetized previously may see a change in their monetization because of ads in certain countries will not be sponsored or not be running. So that is something to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is here that we see that the ongoing war in Ukraine, so that might also affect funding depending on where you are. The most recent update while you are here, August 2022, they have updated the rules to include the application step process and the YouTube Partner Program. I am going to put this link down in the comments as well as the description because it's a great video. And the great part about it is he says, look, the advertisers are kind of influencing things. Most of the money in the YouTube Partner Program needs this verification process. And if you send information in within 30 days, that you can actually just get things turned around just by making sure you follow these new steps in the YouTube Partner Program. So there's some features you may have to join. There's some new criteria for actually joining this program. And it talks about some of the new things that you get access to. Creator support teams that can actually support you if you need some help. Copyright matching tools that will actually look through information that you might not know is copyrighted, but actually is. And some really good monetization features. So I'm going to do a separate video on what some of those monetization features are. There's more than just AdSense and a super chat where you can actually make money with this YouTube Partner Program. So in order to be eligible, you have your typical same 4,000 watch hours. You have to be living in the area where your program is available. No active community guideline strikes. So if you have no community guideline strikes, you're good, and 1,000 subscribers. Now, you don't have to start over. This is good. So if you have been demonetized simply because you haven't like followed verification, you just didn't know it was updated, then you can go in and follow that process. As you see here, that two-step verification is turned on for Google. Make sure you are following along with certain policies. And it could be as simple as just signing a brand new YouTube partnership terms. Many creators have actually been sent a letter basically saying you could be just resubmitted back into the program so you can be monetized. So the application is available in the YouTube Studio app. So if you haven't completed that application, then there is a link here that you will see, like I mentioned in the comments, where you can go there. So they're going to review you and connect to your AdSense, and they will automatically then be put in for a review. So if you haven't done this already, you can actually do this and see if things get turned around for you. If you're accepted, congratulations, you're set up to get payment through the YouTube Partner Program. So the review process, your application will be put in the queue, meet the subscriber watch time thresholds, have no active community guideline strikes. You have to make sure you sign that new partner program terms and connect your AdSense account. There are human reviewers here, so sometimes you might get a little bit faster, but the average channel is typically reviewed within 30 days. Sometimes you might need to wait a little bit more than a month, and there really is no way for you to kind of slow down any of that information. Like there's nothing you could do to speed it up, I should say. They're just going to take as long as it needs to take. So great thing about this here is it also provides some really good YouTube partner program tips. So once you've been accepted, it tells you all of the things you could do, all of the things in regards to AdSense, advertiser-friendly content, as I mentioned in my previous video. And they also have a YouTube self-certification overview. So you can kind of go in those guidelines and see what they think of your video, if this one is going to compare to analytics. Once you've set up YouTube, then you can look at your YouTube analytics, see what is working. I've made multiple videos about that. And to avoid getting overwhelmed, really just tackle one thing at a time. They have tips for establishing a fan base, and I'm going to tell you, these tips are amazing. I have shared just a few of them in some of my videos. There's so many there. Maybe you can make a video about some of those great things you have tried to help others on YouTube. So, what do they check when they review your channel in the YouTube Partner Program? So they're looking for a main theme of your channel. They're going to look at your most viewed videos, your newest videos, the biggest portion of your watch time, your thumbnails, and they're going to give examples of things that you must follow as far as these guidelines. So if we're looking at the guidelines under community guidelines, spam, deceptive, scams, we know you're not doing any of that. Nudity, sexual content, of course, you're not doing that, or anything that's harmful or dangerous. So those are the guidelines that you follow for YouTube. Then you have to follow the guidelines for AdSense. AdSense allows you to get paid and monetize your videos. So AdSense content will be put on your videos and they will tell you what is allowed to be monetized. So anything that is on your channel that follows the guidelines, you will be able to monetize. So content that violates guidelines. So we have certain material that does violate guidelines. In other words, it's not going to produce any type of revenue if it violates the AdSense guidelines. So let's take a look at that. So once you get a lot of views on those videos of yours, and you might get a suspension or something happens in this YouTube partner program, you might wonder why. Well, YouTube does rate your videos for quality principles in the family. So they have different quality. So they're looking for higher quality principles and family content. So made for kids is one thing that you could do, but YouTube goes further for the other videos for quality principle for kids and families to determine if you should be monetized. It says so here. So if you don't follow these quality principles, it will determine if you're monetized in this YouTube partner program. So we're going to click the quality principles, and they actually have the best practices here on this particular page: high quality content and low quality content. So they do tell you how this can affect your channel performance, and they may suspend your video for having low quality content. And we don't want that when it comes to the information. So they encourage things such as dangerous, unsafe pranks, unhealthy eating habits, wastefulness, what they consider dangerous activity. And the great thing about this is you can actually change things. If you have certain videos that you don't want monetized, you can simply just turn off the monetization tab on that particular content, and it will give a friendly message about it being age restricted or some guidelines. So if you select that option in your studio, you will be able to turn those things around. Okay. If there is a YouTube violation of the monetization policy, they can suspend your account, but there are ways you can get back into your account and be monetized. So if you're looking at these facts on the YouTube Partner Program, make sure you know that YouTube is not coming for you. They are just changing things. As you can see, they had two updates in March. They had one in February, they had one in November, and they had another one in August. They constantly changed these features. As you see here, the resources for monetization have been updated. This lovely video here, I will put this link so you can get right to this page in the description and in the comments. You can look at the creator support teams, the copyright mats, feature tools, and the monetization features, as well as signing on the agreement. Many people have found that it's just they didn't fill out the two-step verification process, and that's the reason why that their account may have been demonetized. So make sure you're following that family-friendly content advertising. Make sure you have followed that two-step verification process in your Google account, and you will be all set. Do you have to start over? Absolutely not. But you can kind of submit the changes, update, sign that paperwork to your program, and then you'll be all set to start receiving your payments through the YouTube Partner Program. Hopefully, you've learned some wonderful things here. As I tell you, YouTube is constantly updating their programs for ways for you to make money, ways for you to actually monetize your channel, and really get better ways to pitch your channel, to actually market your channel. Trust me, there's some really, really, really good tools here. So my name is Carla from Carla's Career Shortcuts. Hopefully you found this information valuable about YouTube's partner program. And if you need more, I'm going to be putting this link in the comments. Thank you, everybody, for all of the support and comments. It really does help a lot. Please like, subscribe, and most of all, please set that notification. It really does help my channel a lot. Thanks, everybody, and take care.